Hello, my friends. Today, we're going to share the success mindset for PMPs, project managers. I'm going to show you 36 things that you need to be thinking about to succeed as a project manager. Let's jump straight in. When you deal with teams and people, you need to have a people mindset. And the first mantra here is to make your customer success a primary goal. It is of utmost importance because without the customer, you wouldn't be where you are. Secondly, work with the customer to move the project forward. You are working with the customer. You are working as a team. Be fair in all your dealings and have empathy. It'll see you a long way on the project. Remember, you are a steward, so protect resources that have been entrusted to you. You are a fiduciary of those resources, so take them seriously. Focus on stakeholder and team health, well-being, and synergy. If your team is not feeling good mentally, they will be unable to meet many of the goals that have been set. So focus on team health and trust the team and their judgment. Let them choose their way of working as much as you can. Be a servant leader and defend the team, and be a diversion shield and facilitate conflict resolution. Also, mentor, coach, serve, and guide the team instead of using punishment and coercion. Uphold the principle of integrity. Do not abuse your position, title, or be partial in your actions. Be honest. Be truthful in all your dealings, even if it may offend others. Be courageous. Be a leader. Lead, make tough decisions, and tough conversations should be had with those who you may be in conflict with or where there are any schisms on the project. Don't sweep it under the carpet. And also remember trade-offs. That's part of what you do as a project manager. Finally, agility. Be agile and adapt to be resilient. To have staying power, you must be able to shift as the tide is shifted. And that's the people mindset mantra. Now let's talk about the process mindset mantra. The process mindset mantra starts off like this. Life cycle. This is extremely important for you as a project manager because not every life cycle is appropriate for every project. You got agile life cycles, but they're not appropriate for predictive projects that have a defined scope and a tight timeline with a set deliverable due date. You need to know what life cycle to select and when. So pay close attention to agile life cycles, predictive life cycles, iterative life cycles, and incremental life cycles, and when to use each one as a PM. Hybridize where necessary to maximize value and options. So you may need to combine life cycles. Thirdly, have an agile mindset. Seek to deliver incrementally and plan iteratively wherever possible. Number 4 in process is to be systemic and strategic. Think strategically, think systemically, see the whole, the big picture, and navigate accordingly. Use that big picture understanding to navigate complexity. The next one is change. Manage change and configuration with intentionality. So don't just say, we'll deal with change when it comes up. Have a game plan for managing change. Inspect and adapt. Continuously inspect and adapt and integrate all levels and layers. So you are inspecting and adapting the process all throughout. You're always trying to get better. Next, problem solve. Be a problem solver and offer solutions, not problems. Think about the iron triangle of schedule, cost, and scope, but don't forget quality. Proactively build in quality. Number 9, risk is important. Proactively manage risk. Use a risk register. If you're not using a risk register and a risk management plan, and there's an avenue and it makes sense to, you absolutely should, because that's part of your professional responsibility. Manage all areas. Logically plan and manage every single knowledge area: integration, schedule, cost, scope, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. Manage them all. Think about buy-in and authorization. Seek authorization where necessary. Seek buy-in where necessary. It helps. And last but not least, number 12, closing. Close each stage, iteration, or phase with a retrospective. You might call it a lesson learned, but this is why retrospectives are valuable. A retrospective looks and says, what can we change right now? Looking in the rearview mirror, what did we do that didn't work? And how do we change that now? Or when do we change it as expediently as possible? So you don't wait for the next project like a lessons learned typically does. In a retrospective, you look for improvement opportunities that are immediate, first and foremost. And subsequently, those improvements you need additional time, additional iterations for. Let's talk about the final one. It's the business mindset mantra. This is one of my favorites here because we talk about how to move the needle on strategy. And number one is observe and respond to the external and internal environment, always thinking ahead based on the environment changes. Number two, focus on outcomes. Focus on value and benefits over output. Now, let me stay here for a little bit because this is a seismic shift in how people have been thinking for a while. Before, we used to define project management as application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to obtain a deliverable. But now the word outcome has been added. Why? Because it's not enough to have a deliverable. You need to experience the benefit of using that deliverable and therefore the value, which is the net quantifiable benefit. But on top of that, we have an outcome. We have some level of expectation that we want to see across the board, not just a few people using a deliverable in pockets, but we want to see the deliverable make some impact and change for the long haul. So those are the kind of outcomes you need to be thinking about when we talk about the business section in these mindset mantras. Let's move on to number three. Number three, organization change. Set the stage for organizational change and build alliances. Whenever I go into a company, one of the first things I'm thinking is, who are my allies and where are they? And how do I connect with my allies? How do I find my allies? And how do I make this a worthwhile alliance for them as well? See, both ways. So where there's change, there's got to be alliances. The next one is project impact. Assess the project's impact on the firm and navigate accordingly, and assess the organization's impact on the project and navigate accordingly. Proactively ensure that there is a management of benefits. You know, we talk about a benefits management plan and a benefits register in the world of PMI. Well, that is so important in any project. The reason is, if you're not doing this, your outcomes could suffer because they're not being checked and they're not being proactively driven. There are times when you need to drive the benefits. It almost becomes a project to ensure a system or deliverable is used. It becomes another initiative, and that's what benefits are all about. So that's a key one. The next one says value swap. Swap out backlog items with work of comparable value. It's a good practice. The next one is value delivery. Strategically plan the value delivery system. In other words, plan projects, programs, and portfolios. Make sure you're doing the work that is correct, the right work, and make sure you're doing the work right, projects and programs. The next one is compliance. Proactively manage compliance, OSHA regulations, SOX compliance, Americans with Disability Act, and PCI compliance, things of that nature. Number 10, sustainable community. Harness the power of the communities of practice, PMOs and VDOs. Be an advocate for these because these communities help. Have a sustainable community that can help sustain the momentum of a transformation or change. Number 11, lean thinking. Think and be lean to eliminate waste at all levels of the value delivery system. So at every level of projects, programs, and portfolios, you should be looking to eliminate waste, redundant processes, red tape, That should be one of the things you're looking to do. The final one in the business mindset is gating. Use toll gates, stage gates, kill points, and phase end reviews to deliver only value. In other words, have a candid conversation with whoever you need to about killing the project, not continuing with certain initiatives, because you got to get those initiatives when you can before they become audacious and running you over. You know, there's some projects, no matter what you do, it's gone to the dogs. Just let it go, shut it down before it destroys you and the company. You know what I mean? So those are tough conversations that need to be had. All right, my friends. Well, we've come to the end of the success mindset for PMPs and for any project manager. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below and let me know if there's a video you've been looking for on this channel and you haven't found it. Maybe we haven't created it yet. Why don't you drop a suggestion? All right. Thank you. Hit like, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you in the next episode.